Yes, everyone, hope you're all doing well and welcome back to another stream on the channel. Hope everyone is doing fantastic today. And yeah, man, we're going to chat with the chat. We're going to talk everything about Liverpool because I'm seeing everyone talk about civil war, etc. We're going to talk about this article that was released last night by Anfield Watch. And everyone on Twitter is in a meltdown. Do let me know if you can hear me. Everyone's in absolute meltdown. So, yeah, do let me know if the mic is okay, and I will try and fix some stuff. But yeah, if you are new to the stream, make sure you're smashing up the like button. Make sure you're subscribing. Can hear you. So what? The mic's all right then? Yeah, cool. Bless up everybody in the chat there. Big up to Benjamin. Slot needs to go, but I fear it's the summer. We are going to discuss that. I also fear we don't buy anyone in January. Listen, if we don't buy anyone in January, mate, it's an emergency meeting. Do you understand? Big up, lad. Big up the men's. Hit the like button. Yeah, big up Catalan. Big up the men's. Yeah, big up to everybody, man. Mike is good. But yeah, chat. We're going to talk about this article. Now, I don't know if you've seen it. Anfield Watch. I think they're a good, reliable Liverpool Twitter account, and they posted out this article. Now, we're going to discuss this. Is there a civil war going on at Liverpool? I mean, before I give it a read, because I've not actually read this yet, I wanted to kind of wait till I did my live stream. I don't think there is a civil war anyway at Liverpool, but I do think there's problems behind the scenes. So let's take a read, right? This is coming from, I think Ben wrote this. So Arne Slot ignited, interesting word, a civil war in the summer over Liverpool's transfer policy and had a massive clash with Richard Hughes. The Dutchman's job is not safe by any stretch of imagination at Anfield. Slot may have gone 9 games unbeaten leading to Liverpool's visit to the Emirates later this week, but performances have been poor. I think everyone can kindly agree with what's been put on there. Furthermore, draws with Fulham, Leeds twice and Sunderland have been disappointing. Even the wins have been narrow and have been through great struggle. Slot doesn't seem to have an idea or defined system when it comes to Liverpool's attacking play, and he has steadied the ship defensively, but at the cost of Liverpool's attack. I agree with everything so far. Currently, he's got Liverpool's playing a very basic system that has neither the backing of the fans nor probably anyone associated with the club. Okay. But the issues are deeper at Anfield than just the performances on the pitch. Liverpool's hierarchy have had a very specific idea of not how only they want the club to play, but how they want the club to be run by their head coach. Over the summer, Hughes and his recruitment team were very keen for Ruben Gamo and Trey to be given a bigger roles at first team level, following impressive performances in pre-season. And Gamo has had just 5 goal contributions in 5 games. Neoni has only caught the eye in previous seasons under Jurgen Klopp, the same kind of performances that would have led to more first team opportunities during a regular season. I agree with everything there, to be honest. Stefan Bajcetic, Juraj Kwanzaa, and many others have been benefited from Jurgen Klopp, rewarding them after a strong pre-season. But Slot was not of the same mindset. He wanted Liverpool to loan Ngamo after Luis Diaz was sold and pushed the rest to pursue a move for Bradley Barcola or Malik Fofana. Denying the heated clash, Anfield Watch understands Hughes refused to give Slot's demands and informed the club's first head coach that would have to play Gamoa and keep regular opportunities in the first team. This has been a source of contention between the hierarchy and Slot ever since. The Dutchman has neglected to use Ngamoa on a regular basis, despite the instance from Hughes and others. The club's hierarchy has made it clear that they expect the academy players to be integrated into the first team setup. Slot insists he needs players from the now, and has little interest in working with the club's academy stars nor trying to develop them. I've been saying this for a bit. I will catch up with the chat, by the way. I have been saying this for a bit, chat, about you, Arne Slot with the academy. He doesn't seem to be bothering with players that go out on loan. He doesn't seem to be bothering with players in the under 21, the under 19, the under 18s. Because when have we've not seen any players in the time of Arne Slot being here, a player that's come from the academy and been given chances. There hasn't. Arne Slot literally confirmed in his press conference he doesn't check up on about Harvey Elliott. The one time he checked up about him was because he was going back to his old club in Feyenoord. I'm not saying Anfield Watch is. I agree with everything. Do I agree with the terminology of civil war? Probably not. But there's different caliber of words you could have used. But in terms of everything that's been put so far in this article, I agree. Because I agree with Ngamo just not getting a chance. Trainioni not getting a chance. I could understand if we are top of the league, top of the Champions League, we're on all fronts, da-di-da-di-da, and we need to be playing our best players because we're going to go and try and win the league back-to-back. I think I'd have a bit more understanding. But the fact that we're not doing well, why not give a chance to Rio and Gamoa? Because we saw with Jurgen Klopp, he would give chances to the academy players when not doing well and doing well. He showed that he has belief in them, and you saw that in the Carabao Cup final that we won him back in 2024. And honestly, I'm not proving to be able to get any sort of that to get to any sort of level of what Jurgen Klopp was when he was at Liverpool in terms of the academy. So I do agree, to be honest. It's a stark contrast, Klopp, and it has created a civil war within the walls of the AXA Training Centre. Liverpool's academy staff and hierarchy have made numerous attempts to try and get Slot more involved with the younger players. Now, I believe Liverpool, one of the associations with Liverpool under 21s, has actually confirmed this. Now, I need to fact check that. If that is the case, then my God, everyone needs to be sacked. Anfield Watch understands the clubs tried to coordinate under 21 sessions to take place simultaneously within the first team, and last month the club organised an academy showcase designed for Slot and his first team coaching staff to have a look at the best talents in the academy. Anfield Watch, however, understands that while some of the first team coaches were presented, Slot did not attend the showcase himself. Hiring Brazilian Luis Fernando Lubel as an individual coach in the summer was also an attempt to compensate for Slot's reluctance to work with the younger players. Lubel's role at the moment is concentrated on working with the younger players instead of Slot. Hughes and Edwards believe a Liverpool head coach not only has to be successful, but they also have to be able to work with the developing younger talents within the academy. Thank you. Facts. Facts. That's what's important about this club. Our club is important to be embedded into the history, embedded into the academy. And this is why I was absolutely furious when Arne Slot came out and said in a press conference, almost kind of glad we got locked out the League Cup. How can you be fucking glad you locked out the League Cup? And how can you not be bothering with the academy? Now, we don't know if this is factual, but this is coming from Anfield Watch, which, to be fair, there are a big Liverpool Twitter account, probably the biggest. I mean, to be fair, Anfield Sector is probably the one now. Anfield Watch more does articles. But if Arne Slot if this is to be true, Arne Slot needs to be sacked immediately. Forget if he was even doing well, because he's not bedding himself into Liverpool's history. He's not helping everyone at the academy. How is your academy meant to be brought up? You play the same way as the first team. If you go and watch Liverpool's under 16s, 18s, under 21s, go and watch their games at under their time of Jurgen Klopp. You know the quality was obviously different. But do you want to know one thing that was the exact same? The style of play, the identity, and how they play football. How do we know that this is even the case in the academy? Because Arne Slot's not even bothering. Arne Slot could probably walk past some of our academy players and not have a clue who the fuck they are. They might be like, who the fuck is that guy? Type shit. And apparently, look, a correspondent, I believe, at the under-21s has confirmed this. Now, I'm going to fact check this to see if it is to be the case. But if that is to be the case, I want Arne Slot sacked tonight. Absolutely sacked. Smash the like button. Let me catch up with some of your chat messages. Thoughts on Mark Gay to City? We are going to discuss it. Big up, footy lad. Big up, mate. Guys, you need to see this Anfield. Yeah, and bro, it is mad. Neil nailed it. That is mostly on the club. Facts. That's why Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards has all got a part to blame. This narrative that is going around that, oh, you just want Slot gone. Chat, am I lying or am I fucking dying? I said, when I called out Arne Slot, I want them all gone. Because why? The club aren't taking accountability. They're also a part of the problem for keeping him in the job. They're also a part of the problem. So let's say, for example, right, I turn up to one of my lectures, yeah, and my lecturer is fucking garbage, doesn't have a clue what he's saying, doesn't have a clue what he's teaching. That is not only on him why he should be sacked, it's also on the university. It's also on the people above. Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards, FSG, Tom Werner, every single people at this football club has to take a part to blame in this season and the thing that is going on at the club. And that is facts, because they should be also be doing something about it. They should be upholding the standards. They should be helping out the football club. And I'm not saying I agreed, and I've said this many times, I don't agree with the timing of Mo Salah's interview. However, what he said, I can see it. This is bigger. The amount of people that thought this is big, this is on Mo Salah, is fucking ridiculous. Wake up, smell the coffee, and get real. Because I've been saying this for months. I'm concerned about the future of this football club. I am heavily concerned if we don't make Champions League football, if we continue to persist with the people that is in charge. Because it's only going to get worse. Relationships will get worse. This is bigger. This is not just like bringing in a new manager and it's hunky dory and we're back. If we bring in Luis Enrique tomorrow, there might still be problems because we've still got to fix those problems that are above. It's all right bringing in Luis Enrique, bringing in Zidane, fucking whoever, Pep Guardiola, right? Just name a manager that you want. A manager can't fix everything, and that's why I'm concerned about the people that are above and the long term of this football club. Some reason why I gave the window 7.5, our club is fucked. And the reason that's why we need more signings in the title. We actually need more signings. More signings. We need 2 more wingers. I think you could argue we need 2 centre-backs if Konate goes. We need 2 centre-backs. We need a centre-back even when everyone's fit. Yeah? And we need a midfielder. We might need 2 midfielders if we sell like an Alexis McAllister. We're in a situation we might need another fucking 5 more players again. Because we need to build the squad. It's not just about the starting 11. We need to build the squad. I'm not expecting 15, 16, 17 world-class players. I'm not expecting that. But I'm expecting to have a good squad and be able to look to my bench and be like, I can bring on you. We have players like that in Federico Chiesa, but they're not being trusted by the manager. And it looks like he's probably going to get sold in the coming weeks, I reckon, to probably either a Napoli or Juventus or whatever back into Italy. We need to build the squad. We brought some nice players. Ekatike. I think Kirkus will come good, even though he's acting like Darwin Núñez at left back. Jamie Carragher stole that from me. I was the first person to say that. He fucking stole that. Should have copyrighted that. Darwin Núñez at left back, Yeah, Ekatike. I think Mamadashvili is going to be a decent goalkeeper going forward. I think Frimpong's been fantastic in the minutes in the games he's played. But we need to build a squad where we can look to the bench and the manager will actually trust and believe in. Hope you're doing well. Give Rio 30 minutes, but he won't. He's openly said it in press conferences. He thinks Rio and Gamoa, etc., has played enough minutes for someone of his age. I'm not trying to say Rio and Gamoa is a generational talent. I think he's a good talent. I think he'll come very good if he gets nurtured right and he gets given the time and he gets given the resources to his availability. But obviously, he's not Lamine Yamal. But, and this is where it comes back to plan B about Arne Slot. Where the fuck is plan B? Where is plan B? Because you're not trusting in Ekatike. You're not, sorry, not Ekatike. You're not trusting in Chiesa. You're not trusting in Gamoa. Your subs are poor. Everything that Arne Slot was good at last season, the opposite. Tactically. The way he's able to coach from the bench. The way he's able to make good substitutions. 3 of those things have all massively regressed this season. And yeah, Ngamo is not going to get the minutes. He's just simply not. And I was one of the people at the club where I wanted Ngamo to actually go out on loan because I had a feeling he just wouldn't get the minutes at Liverpool. Do you really think he was going to get the minutes? Yeah, he had a fantastic pre-season, cool. And I said this, I had a feeling about Ngamo in the summer. Go back and watch it might have been the Yokohama match reaction or was Bilbao. I said I will put Ngamo out on loan. And everyone's like, oh my God, he could be the next so-and-so. And I'm like, do you really think he's going to get minutes under this manager as a kid? If he can't trust in established Federico Chiesa, can he trust in Rio Gamoa? No. The only times he trusts in him is when he chucks him on with 5 minutes to fucking go and he knows his job is on the line. And even then he doesn't trust him. He's just got no option. The other day, Chiesa coming on 85 fucking minutes. Could you imagine Klopp with Rio? Klopp would do brilliant. Can you imagine Jurgen Klopp with this team? Jurgen Klopp would absolutely adore to have Florian Wirtz, Hugo Ekitike, Alexander Isak, the other players that we brought in, the players that we still got now. He would love an Ngamoa. He would love a Trainioni. Obviously, he knows Trainioni before. I mean, obviously, he knows Ngamoa because we did sign him before Jurgen Klopp left. But he would have absolutely loved to have nurtured these young talents. And it's a shame. I don't blame Slot for Rio. He's a kid, and right, we need top players for now. I agree, QT mods. However, in the same breath in the argument, if nothing's working, this is where I look to you as a manager. Is going out your comfort zone, going out the tactics that you want to possess, and try something new. and that is by playing your Chiesas, by playing your Rio and Gamoas. I could understand, yeah, if Ngamoa and Chiesa were fucking shit for us. But can people name me games where Chiesa's been played really poor this season? And Gamoa's been played poor this season. They can't. They got Michael, lad. Make sure you subscribe to Michael, people. Good to hear, bro. What the article doesn't say is that the league is getting harder each year, more games. We need top players now. I agree with Slot. I agree that Liverpool need top players, but that doesn't mean dismiss the academy. That doesn't mean not showing an interest in the academy. Liverpool have a very proud academy, and that shouldn't be dismissed. And everything about Liverpool Football Club, the values, the beliefs around the football club, honestly, is not. He's not following that. Reacts have been told Hughes has become frustrated with Slot, but I wasn't told what about. They got. By the way, Slot out people. He doesn't chat bollocks. We got our own. We got a guy in the chat. Big up to you. Slot needs to go. Name one winning Dutch manager that's put a winning team together. Well, he technically did last season, but yeah, it's kind of gone off a cliff, hasn't it, mate? Big up Reacts, lad. Oh, bro, CJ, man, it's been a while, my G. Hope you're doing well, my guy. Hope you're doing well. Van Gaal did in 1995, won Ajax the Champions League. Bradley Barcola will be a real topic next summer to leave Paris Saint-Germain according. I mean, I would love Barcola. CJ got me convinced on Barcola. I remember in the summer, me and him was going back and forth in the chat. He was like, "How can you not rate Barcola?" Da, 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 da. He convinced me. If we suffer heavy defeat to Arsenal on Thursday, do you think that's the final straw and he's sacked, or do you think the board waits until the end of the season? Well, I think Benjamin in my comments before the show started put something on the lines of, "Do you think there's a case where Slot stays until the end of the season?" I genuinely think so. Because I think Liverpool will look at it from the situation of who can they get in? Are they going to be able to get in a world-class manager right now? Is Enrique available to get right now? I'll be incredibly surprised if anybody can get Luis Enrique in right now. Then you go into your Xabi Alonso's. It looks like that storm at Real Madrid is kind of, what's the word? Baron, who's a Real Madrid fan in my community, he'd be able to probably say more on the situation. But I think unless you want a Glasner or an Iriola, then would you wait till the end of the season? Do you know what I mean? So I've got a feeling, and this is why I don't think Liverpool might buy in January. I think, and think if they are to move on, maybe they just start clean fresh in the summer. Now that doesn't excuse not trying to buy Mark Gahey, because I think any manager would love Mark Gahey. I think any manager would thrive of a player of Mark Gahey because he is a quality footballer. He's a quality centre back, one of the best in the Premier League this season. But I do fear we might not spend in the summer. And apparently, let's not forget this, Arne Slot didn't want Anton Semenyo. So this is where I can potentially see the I won't say civil war, but I can potentially see the rifts and the frustrations behind the scene. The fact that, remember, we got told back in 2024, everyone has their own job. Richard Hughes, the sporting director. Michael Edwards, the CEO, the guy above that. Arne Slot is the coach and the manager, not the sporting director like Jurgen Klopp was for a bit, etc., etc. Right? Now, honestly, I'm not saying Arne Slot shouldn't have a stay in transfers, because obviously, depending on the style of play, depending on how he wants to use that player. But at the same time, he shouldn't be the man in charge of that. Otherwise, what's the point in a sporting director? We saw how Edwards and Klopp fell out because of too much power of Jurgen Klopp. What if Slot is getting too much power right now? definitely interesting, isn't it? Right, guys, the next manager bows down to Hughes and plays the kids. It's over for us. Wake the fuck up. The article is Hughes' PR guy. Big and Dico lad, zero excuses. Also been backed. He has been backed. Okay, yeah, I'll give you Mark Gahey. Yeah, we missed out on Mark Gahey. Alright, cool. But you're telling me you can't fucking work with the players that you got. You won the league last season. Who did we sell in the summer? That is an absolute massive miss. Luis Diaz, and that is it. I think tactically, players like Darwin Núñez are actually a bit of a miss because of how much the press was so important to Liverpool last season. Because we haven't really got many attackers that does what Darwin Núñez did in that sense. But everybody that we sold in the summer, everyone was kind of happy with. Everyone at the club was happy with. They were saying, we would sell Luis Diaz if we had a right price. We sold him for £70 million. We moved on. That's on the club for not bringing in another left winger. You know? I'll give him the centre back, but then I'm sorry, you don't have 450 million. Fucking complain. That's literally like saying, I wake up on Christmas morning. Let's say Christmas. I've already, I know it's already been Christmas, but let's say Christmas this year. I wake up, right? I've got a PS5. I'll just use it as an example, yeah. Let's say I didn't have a PS5. I got a PS5, but I was like, shit, damn, I got a PS5, but I didn't get the Xbox. It's like, fucking just get on with it. Yeah, okay, he's been unlucky with some of them. Your Leone's been injured. Cool. But then that's also on the club for not spending that extra 5 million. Honestly, should have been pushing to pursue that. How do we know he wasn't? And that's on him if he doesn't pursue. If Liverpool don't make Champions League, then the club gets set back for years. Yeah, especially after spending 450 million. 450 million haven't looked like playing together. Insane. Facts. The club needs a rebuild, a new manager, new players, new owners. FSG still leave a lot to be desired. I'm in kind of an agreement with you there, to be honest with you, as well. Arsenal got laughed at for buying lots of defenders and it makes sense now. Football is getting harder with all the extra games. We've got 3 forwards and he won't use 2 of them. He's absolutely destroying Rio's development and academy, playing regular. He's missed for sitting on the bench. Yep. Big up Wesley, bro. You told us Liverpool get a groove and go on a run. Arsenal drop points to Villa and Bournemouth away. What happened, lad? Where did I say you? Where? Smash the likes. Yeah, smash the likes, man. How many likes we on? 23. Let's try and push towards 30, chat. Let's try and push towards 30 likes. I am catching up with the chat. Little Liverpool isn't a gay to little city. Thought you looked the biggest club, lad. I mean, look, I'll round up on this and then we'll speak about the gay stuff because I am actually quite mad. Read the chat faster. Well, no, because when people, it's called just. I want to actually spend time responding to the chat. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, change your comment by. Well, them two are going. That's it. 4-1 Thursday, 3 set pieces, and a pen. I don't know how to feel about Thursday, but it depends if TK's back or not. If I'm being honest, people in the chat just glaze Arsenal one time to prove cure depression and make sure you're warmer. I have no idea what you're on about. Big up, Ends, lad. Big up to you, my G. I hope you're doing well, bro. Make sure you're subscribing to Ends, people. He's on the road to, I think, 6K subs. He's doing fantastic stuff over there. I've said it many times. I think he's the most underrated Liverpool content creator, and I've said it to him backstage and on shows. I don't know how Ends is only on 6K. I'm not trying to dig other channels, but there's certain channels out there, and I'm like, bro, how the fuck have you got those numbers? But Yeah, that's another conversation. All you guys called Trent a rat, but clearly he knew Slot was shit. I don't know how you can compare Trent running down his contract to Arne Slot being a shit manager. I, 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 I mean, I don't really know what to kind of say with that. Yeah, but Wesley, to be fair, you guys did have a poor window. I think you brought in some decent players. At the same time, I thought it was a poor window. And if you're actually looking back on the players you've signed, has any of them done really well? Has any of the players done actually well? Because Eze's holding bench a lot. Although I think his numbers and I think even he's actually performed, he's done really well. You look at Jokeres, disappointing. Norgard, I think that's an okay signing. I mean, he's not like the minutes. And then you look at your other players. Has any other players in your team done really well? I'll give you Martin Zubimendi. I think he's done okay. Other than that, what other signings in your team have done fantastic? Chiesa has to leave this month. See, the thing is with Chiesa, right? He should. I don't know if Chiesa's got the balls to pause. Like, obviously, we don't know what he's like behind the scenes, but sometimes in football, you've got to have that bite between your teeth. You've got to have that mentality of selfishness. You can't just be happy all the time. Yeah, it's a really good thing to have to be able to get along with everyone and stay well connected, but you've also got to have that mentality of like a Zlatan Ibrahimovic, like a Ronaldo, where you're in it for yourself. Like when you're happily retired, when you're sat back in your chair talking to your grandkids at 60, are you really going to care about some of your teammates? Not really. You're going to care about what you did in your career. Your grandkids are going to be asking you, "Oh, granddad, man, what was it like playing for so and so?" Ah, well, I didn't really get the opportunities, to be honest. Did you try and get the opportunities? No, it's just kind of really happy vibey. Look, we don't know what he's like behind the scenes, but I do think I've always said it. You need to have a bit of a backbone in football. Yeah, he does. He does. He does, man. He was killing it over the summer. He was one of the only content creators I'd actually go back and rewatch live streams. I think I can genuinely name you in terms of actually watching that content creator. I think I only watched like 3 Liverpool YouTubers where I'll actually sit down in my spare time and watch. Um, I'll probably, I might do you know what? I'm gonna do a show one day where I might do a tier list ranking Liverpool YouTubers, where I say who do I think's the best? Leave the channel, leave football before the football league. I don't know. We might do a tier list ranking, I think, but for Liverpool edition. That might generally cause some rifts. Be interesting that. But yeah, bless up everybody in the chat though. I do want to speak about Gahey. I do want to speak about Mark Gahey because look, it's definitely interesting what is happening over there. Obviously now he's been linked with a move to Manchester City. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that. But now I think this is even more bigger news because Ben Jacobs has tweeted that Pep Guardiola confirms that Ruben Diaz will be missing 4 to 6 weeks. Also, I believe Joskov Gvardiol has picked up a similar injury to the injury that Alexander Isak has picked up. And if that is said to be the case, there is a world where Manchester City get him. There really is a world where Manchester City get Mark Gahey. And this was the tweet that Fabrizio officially Strasbourg agreed did in principle to sign Gary O'Neill as the new head coach. Interesting. Oh my god, yeah, I've seen this. Like, if this happens, bro, if this guy, no, man, if this guy actually goes to United, oh no. And the fact that fucking Johnny Evans as the fucking assistant coach, you know. Oh, long may it continue. But no, this was the tweet. Wait, what's this? Pep Guardiola on January signings for Man City. Maybe we'll get something, but it's completely different to last season. We are not going to buy 4 or 5 players like what happened last season. Yeah, you're going to buy players, so let's cut out the cap. But this was the tweet about Mark Gahey last night. God, I forgot how many times Fabrizio tweets. He said this. Manchester City want to sign Mark Gahey in January in January as talks started. Internal approach made it. He's on the shortlist as Sami Mokbel BBC reported. Liverpool are tentative to the situation and in talks since August. FC Bayern remain in active talks to sign Gahey as a free agent. If Liverpool fuck this deal up, it is on them. It is ultimately on them. I've seen a couple of people blame Mark Gahey. I think Gahey is obviously to blame. I think a player has to play their part in a transfer move. You saw that with the striker merry-go-round in the summer. You saw with how Gyökeres kicked up a fuss, how Alexander Isak kicked up a fuss, how Wissa kicked up a fuss. Sometimes you've got the player has to play a massive part. But if Liverpool don't get Mark Gahey, it's not because Man City wanted him. It's not because of Mark Gahey. It's because of the Liverpool Football Club. They didn't want to pay the extra $5 million. Why? I don't know. They wanted to wait until the last day to try and get a cheap-ass bargain. And this is where it remotes back to the start of the live stream where I speak about the people at the above. Why I'm concerned about. Where is their mentality to get things done? This is Liverpool Football Club. This is not fucking Grimsby. This is not Accrington. This isn't flipping Fleetwood Town, Blackpool, some bang average League One side. If you want to be a bit more kinder, we could say a Southampton. We're not a Brighton. We're not a West Ham. We're not an Aston Villa. This is Liverpool Football Club, the biggest team in England. Act like it. You act like it at times in the January transfer in the summer. Why didn't you act like it for Mark Gahey? Why didn't you want to pay the extra £5 million? Like there wasn't even like there was many teams involved. Liverpool were too relaxed, and I would be surprised if Gahey doesn't come to us. Now, it's not our fault in terms of why the deal actually collapsed. It's also on Crystal Palace and Glasner, the absolute tit. All because he threatened to leave the club, which now he's going to be leaving in the club in the summer. How ironic. And just, yeah, pathetic. But ultimately, we was also, you know what, I changed my mind. We actually were a bit apart because we should have got the deal done sooner. I'm sorry. 35 million quid plus 5 million add-ons for Mark Gahey is an absolute steal. Absolute steal. We knew we needed centre-backs. I think Liverpool was just so butthurt because they missed out on Dean Oyston. But funny enough, Dean Oyston went to Real Madrid in fucking June. So you had the half of June, July, and August, 2.5 months to get Gahey. 2.5 fucking months to get a 35 mil plus 5 mil plus signing on fee deal. Gahey literally agreed personal terms. And it wasn't even like Crystal Palace was so reluctant. They was like, if you pay the money, we're happy to sell. If you pay the 35 million plus 5 mil add-ons, you can have Mark Gahey. Here we go. Bosh, bosh, bosh. I think the reason why they pulled out, was because they failed to bring in one of their targets, and they didn't have enough time to bring in one of their targets. Would it put that bid in a week before, or 2 weeks, or how about actually just put it in from the fucking start instead of messing about? Because it wasn't even like Crystal Palace needed to get the players in. They was like, you give us the money, Gahey's yours. and us doing business. But we waited till the last fucking hour. We waited until 6 hours to go on the deadline day to get a fucking deal done with Crystal Palace. Where's your mentality? And to be honest, if you're Mark Gahey, right, in the short term, where are you going? Manchester City or Liverpool? Take off your Liverpool fan hats, your love for Liverpool, and I'll take off mine. Yep. Where would you rather go right now? Man City, who are fighting for the title. Yeah, they're just slightly dipped in the past 2 games, but fighting for the Premier League. Fighting for the Champions League in a League Cup semi-final. We'll see how they do in the FA Cup, but they're being competitive. Are Liverpool being competitive? We don't even know what's going on with the club right now. We don't even know if the manager's going to be sacked. We don't know who the manager's going to be. And these are big things for a player. Would a player want to come to a club if they don't know if the manager's going to be here tomorrow? I don't know. At least with Pep Guardiola, I think he will be there for another season. And if not, like I said, in the short term, Gahey to Man City is a better move. Because they're competing for trophies and we're not. Yeah, we can have a laugh some jokes and say about, yeah, road to Budapest. I know I do it myself, but if we're being realistic and being serious, we're not going to Budapest. We're not going to Wembley. Like, come on, man. We're struggling to break down fucking Wolves. We struggle to break down Fulham. We struggle to break down Leeds. You know, we're going to struggle to break down Burnley and fucking Barnsley in a couple of days and weeks. We think we're going to a Champions League final. Come on. Like, if you're Mark Gahey, you probably go to Man City. And does Gahey guaranteed a start even in for Liverpool? Does Mark Gahey start for Liverpool? In my opinion, yes. But we don't know with this manager. At least with Manchester City he starts. Because Gavardio is out injured, which obviously don't know how long. And Ruben Diaz is out. So he has an opportunity to go to Man City, start straight away and become a well-established player in their back four. Because he's got the versatility as well, which Pep Guardiola loves in players. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's definitely going to be interesting. I do need to catch up with the chat. Rex is talking facts. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Why wasting money in the summer? Literally brought Darwin Núñez at left back and injury prone Isak for nothing. I'm frustrated with choose than slot. Injury. Darwin Núñez left back. I should have copyrighted that, you know. I never have seen anyone say Darwin Núñez at left back before me. Like, now Jamie Carragher, you know, has flipping nicked it. Nicking my jokes. You think that's all right, man? But yeah, 30 of you, three of you in the building, man. Make sure you are hitting the like and you are hitting the subscribe. Let's try and push towards 30 likes. But no, we'll see. We were second, Liverpool 6 points away. Is that Arsenal winning? Reactions. Coppish is number 1. Yeah, Coppish are up there. They're another channel that deserves more love. I've been lucky enough to do, what, 2 shows with Coppish? Did a show with Cal. And I did a show with Matt in the summer, didn't I? Big up to Baron. What are you doing? What's you saying, my bro? City. Oh, they're just on about each other in the chat. Hopefully we win on Thursday. We'll see, my friend. We'll see. Wesley, I am not on loan to this. Man City's on loan still. Listen, you might have to go abroad. Big up Reacts. Big up Clive. Big up. Big up, my friend. Liverpool is not offering Palace a pay package, so they'll push for City more because Liverpool isn't paying the club in the summer and he's getting increased pay package plus signing bonus. Yeah, and plus it'll be Look, if you're Mark Gahey as well, you might as well wait till the summer because you're gonna have Bayern Munich. Real Madrid have been linked, so you've got literally some of the biggest clubs in the world: Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Liverpool, obviously, and Man City all after you. Why make a decision now? Try and win the Conference League with Palace, finish strong, cool, whatever. Still be guaranteed an England spot. Try and win the World Cup, and then what you do is then you got the absolute pick of the bunch. Big up, mate. Big up. Read the chat. City have said they are willing to pay Palace close to the release clause, so he hasn't got a release clause. They want to push to pay the City more. Gay hasn't got a release clause. We must have alternative targets apart from Gay. I was hoping that there was some truth. I think there is some truth in the ordinance. Look, I'm not trying to say I'm an ITK, but from speaking to people, according to them, they think, they might think ordinance might happen. But ordinance isn't enough for me. It should be ordinance and Gahey. Because we don't know what's happening with Canate. We genuinely don't know what's happening with Canate. Exactly. Glasner's just a hypocrite. Like, honestly, I don't really dislike managers, but fuck me, I dislike Glasner. I think he's an absolute tit. Genuinely, do you remember Donis Sam? Big up to Donis Sam when that famous clip went around when he was like, when Slot got confirmed as manager, and he was like, someone asked him, "What's your thoughts right now, Slot manager?" He was like, "Slot's out." How about this fucking Glasner out? City, it's all about the money. City may even go for Bastoni as well. Man City's more appealing at the moment. Facts. They as much as Liverpool are a bigger club, as much as Liverpool will always be bigger, and we don't know what the future holds. Right now, Man City is a better team to go to than Liverpool Football Club. The table speaks for itself. The season and the coaches and the managers speaks for itself. What has me fuming is I've seen this coming since the summer. I'm receptive on this as an old live chats, but no, we have brought wrong and why I feel sorry for Slot. QT Mods, what would you have done in the summer to make the window be improved then? You can't just give a manager loads of random signings and say work it out under Klopp. We brought for his system. We brought these players for this system. You're telling me I could understand if we brought 5, 6 like fucking crap ass players. We brought one of the best strikers in the world. A good up and coming talent at the time in Yuka Katiki. We didn't know how good he would be this season. We brought in Milos Kerkez, who was the best left back in the Premier League last season, or one of the best. Take your pick, him or Robinson at Fulham. I thought Robertson might have been slightly better, to be fair, but that's up to you to decide. But you look at it from this situation, right? We brought quality players. There's no excuse. Okay, Leone went down injured. But let's be fucking real here. Nobody really heard of Leone beforehand. You'll get your classics, people that were like I've already seen it. A few people acting like Ordonez is the second coming of fucking Maldini, and I'm like, you've not watched him. You've watched about a 2-minute clip on TikTok, read about 2 tweets, and you're already gaslighting yourself. And it's like, go and actually watch the player. I've always said it. I've always remained on this. If I've not watched a player, I won't comment. It doesn't matter if the player costs me 1 million quid or a fucking 100 million quid. I won't actually comment on the player until I watch them. Until I've seen them actually play football. I can't judge players of clips. I just can't judge players of clips because clips, funny enough how clips work, they show you the best bits. Just like it's like football highlights. They show you the best bits. They're not going to show you the fucking crap bits, are they? Because no one's interested in that. And attack. Love the stream, brother. Appreciate the kind words, my friend. Big up to Irish Dan. Look at United and Chelsea giving managers random signings that never work on why Slot is lesser for the blame for me. But he is to blame as well. Palace player always thinks the grass is greener. Look at Eze Low. Yep, Odegaard is a plague I want at my club. See, I rate Odegaard, but then at the same time, I think he's average. I think Odegaard is a player. He's an Aston Villa level for me. I don't think Odegaard is a title-winning midfielder. Reacts keep telling you we are signing no one, and that all the journalists are saying the same. And this is my concern. And this is where I'm thinking, do the club wait till the summer to sack him? If we don't sign a player, it is an absolute fucking disgrace. Whether you're keeping the manager or whether he's getting the boot in the summer or whether he's getting the boot next week, tomorrow, whenever. Doesn't matter. You have to sign players. If Virgil van Dijk, touch wood, God forbid, right, goes into training tomorrow, boom, leg gone. Then fucking what? Then what? We've seen, this club never learns. How many times have we played with the fire and been burnt? How many times have we played with the fire and been burnt? Too many times. And this is where I said this at the start of the stream. I'm concerned about the future because where is the mentality? Where is the mindset for this team? Where is this team improving at the high level? Forget the manager. And like I say this, we could bring in Luis Enrique tonight, tomorrow, next week, whatever. We will still have problems above. Luis Enrique ain't going to fix the problems above with the Richard Hughes, the Michael Edwards, the hierarchy, the training system, the youth academy. Yes, Enrique can help out with the academy and you can help out with other bits as well, but of course, but just in helping, having a good vibe and a good relationship with the football club. But I think the club loves Slot, and I think because it's their man. You have to remember, this wasn't one of the Arne Slot's. Oh yeah, kind of. Oh yeah, look, there's no managers available. We're just gonna have to deal with you. Otherwise, he would have been sacked. He would have got sacked after that PSV game in the fucking tunnel, just like remember Carlo Ancelotti did against Chelsea. I'm surprised you don't actually see more sackings in the tunnel because you should deserve to be sacked. And Slot should be sacked. And I said this, I don't give a fuck if we're 9 games unbeaten or not. I don't care. You look at the performances. We're still in the only difference between the times where we was losing and compared to now. The only difference is the result. The performances haven't improved. I think we've had some okay professional performances. Inter Milan, good performance away, got the business done. Brighton in that first half, I thought we played all right. Other than that, it's been lethargic, it's been slow, it's been robotic, it's been boring. It's been worse than fucking Gareth Southgate. Have you heard of any update about the contract situations of Canati and Robertson, given they can now agree pre-contracts with foreign clubs? It's looking like both will sadly depart this summer. I think Robertson will move on. But you are right, there is literally nothing about Canate. Literally nothing. Ever since that David Ornstein tweet that we had at the end of November regarding about Real Madrid have called their interest, there's literally not been a tweet. I've not seen anything. I've got notifications on for like Liverpool accounts and stuff. I've not seen one tweet about Canate talks ongoing. I think I've seen Fabrizio mention one thing on a YouTube video. Liverpool are still talking to him, but that's fucking nothing. We want fresh news, something that's fresh, something that we don't already know. Well, of course, we know Liverpool are talking to him. Like if we wasn't, then I reckon Glasnow's getting Palace relegated and then going to the scum, bring back Roy. Big up. Slot out. Stop this nonsense bullshit. Slot. The only way we might try a deal is if City are getting close again and the club may swoop in and try and hijack it. What are you saying, like Luis Diaz style? They were saying like Luis Diaz, that's what we're saying. Who can you see Chelsea and Man City, Man United appointing as managers? Does it concern you as they are our main rivals for finishing in the top four? I think Chelsea have already confirmed their new manager. He was I forgot how you say his name. He was the Salzburg manager. And Manchester United, I think they're going to get. I think they might get Glasner at the end of the season. And I've got a weird feeling they'll probably get like, what's his name as interim, Solskjaer. Footy actually being a spoilt brat. Interesting. Slot, have you your second title in 30 fucking years, man? What a disgraced fan base. He have give you a title, he'll get better. First of all, having standards is not a bad thing. Not only do I have standards for my football club, I have it in my own life. If I fail, I did a mock exam yesterday. Now, I don't give a fuck if people say, oh, it's a mock exam or not. If I find out to have failed that mock exam, do you really think I'm going to be like, oh, it's only a mock? No, I'm going to be fucking pissed off with myself. Hence why, in educational purposes, I would say I've done quite well because I upheld the standards for myself. I set myself goals and I make sure I achieve them. And if I don't, I look at how to improve and I go and get them the second time. And that's what I have for my football club. It's win or go. I backed on a slot for week chat. I am telling you now, I was one of the only Liverpool content creators left that was backing on a slot. Everyone, all of them, people will slot out after a couple of games. I was slot out like 5-10 games later. So people can't even say, "Oh, you was, like you've been this, and that was slot." No, I've always said with the chat, I never give slot a time frame. When I'm slot out, it's when I'm slot out. And until he can change my mind, and that article is just further proving everything I'm saying. So, yeah. Performances is down, everyone. Premier League style has changed a lot. Have some patience, boy. You know what? I'm going to star your comment because you made a good point. Thank you for the member, Sally. I really do appreciate it. If anyone else wants to become a member only content will be coming. And no, it's not that type of content. Some of you frauds. Get slot out before we miss out on top 4 or 5. What was the growl? Growl. Have you eaten? Yeah, I had some breakfast about 2 hours ago. Not about 2 hours ago, about 3 hours ago. I had breakfast at like 10, 11 o'clock. I had some lovely toast with some eggs. Thank you. Slot won the club's team. This is the new season with the slot players. It shows he ain't a good manager. Don't I? What the fuck? Yeah, Wesley, you do your job if you need to. But until then, don't ban, because obviously we don't know that. She's just giving me a membership, so I'm only slot out if Stevie is coming in. And apart of that, from nothing else there I want. But interesting. Look, do I think we're going to get Gahey? It's gonna be very interesting, in it. If we miss out on Gay, I'm gonna be pissed off. Um, I am gonna be pissed off. I think Ben Jacobs also gave a tweet about it this morning. Let's have a look. And Oscar's done a statement. No one really cares. This is gonna be jokes, man. Fucking Johnny Evans is gonna be on the touchline potentially with Solskjaer. You know, bro. And these men thought they will. These men thought they won when Ruben Amorim was sacked. Listen, sometimes careful what you wish for, even if it's shit. But that is a weird one, you know. Man just said, "Yo, fuck off, Wolves," innit? Um, but no, he did give some news about Gahey. And then I'm gonna go through some other bookmarked tweets. Fuck me, you can't stop tweeting about fucking Chelsea. God, do you support Chelsea or something? What was this? This is the tweet. Crystal Palace have not ruled out selling Mark Gay this month and admire Manchester City's interest. Palace, however, would expect more than the 35 million agreed with Liverpool in the summer. City would not bid higher. I'm sorry, how does that even work? How can you accept 35 mil in the summer, but you want more with less months to go? What? How does that even work? City don't need Semenyo Gay just being greedy. I mean, they do need centre backs, to be fair. It is. I'm in completely agreement. Do you know what I mean? Reacts. The club haven't even opened talks with Robo Canate and talks of an ongoing decision. Facts. It's a mess. It is a fucking mess. And people think it's just about, oh, you'll just slot out. Rewind the stream. I've said many times, I'm concerned about the proper future for this club. The future of this club is a fucking concern. Big up Footy Reacts. All the best for the new year. We will link up on a stream soon. 100%. Big up to JP, man. Bless up to you, my G, every single time, man. Literally. I'll never forget the first time we spoke, JP, man. You was in my chat one day. You know, I randomly sent you the link. And yeah, man. And I've seen you've been going on a lot of channels, so listen, just don't forget the man who scouted you. Do you know what I'm saying? But no, I'm joking, man. Best up to you, my bro. Hopefully a good new year for you. But they have the best youth in England. I don't care. Give them 15 million, get it done. Fuck all defenders out there. We do need defenders. We need more than one. And I'll be honest, chat, right? I look at Gay here. If we can't just sign Ordonez, I'm sorry. No one convinced me. I don't care if you've watched how many games. I'm sorry. You cannot just sign Ordonez or whatever how you say his name, yeah, and be like, no, that's it. That's it for the centre backs. Are you joking? We need two. We don't know what's happened with Canate. We don't know what's going to happen with Joe Gomez. So if he leaves, is there a world where we need fucking three centre backs? To be fair, I think if Joe Gomez was to leave and Canate, I think you can be all right with two. Gahey can be like your Gomez somewhat replacement in terms of the versatility he brings, where he can play right back, left back, centre back. And then also you bring in one big centre back that obviously is a part of the transition. And plus, Virgil van Dijk is fucking 35 next year, not 25. The centre back's a real worry, chat. I can't lie, the centre back is a real concern. I'm worried. You know? Right, let's keep it peaceful in the chat, please. Keep it peaceful in the chat. Like, that's all I'm asking, you know? I'm not asking for for no beef. Do you understand? Listen, we're out here, we're all chatting. It's a good vibe. Let me have a look, see if there's any more stuff I did want to discuss on stream. But no, I saw this as well. Look, Bradley Barcola looks like to leave PSG in the summer. Would you sign him? I absolutely would. I think he'll be a fantastic signing. Obviously, whether it happens or not. Some other transfer bits of news. Arne Slot wanted Liverpool to loan Ringamoa. Obviously, this is about earlier. And yeah, I mean, look, we were obviously very linked to both of them in the summer. I thought we was going to sign Malik Fofana. I was very surprised when we didn't try and sign him because I thought with Leon's financial problems, you could have got him for 35 million quid, 30 million quid, bit of a steal at the time. I've seen a bit of Malik Fofana. I do like him as a player. But if you ask me to pick between Bradley Barcola or Malik Fofana, I'm picking Bradley Barcola. I remember they just big up to Uncle, man. Bless up to Uncle every single time. He said he would take Semenyo over Bradley Barcola. I was like, are you mad? Bless up to Uncle every time, though, my guy. Every single time. Let me have a look to see if there's anything more. Another tweet about Ben Jacobs. I'm told that at the moment it's early January and there may be an element of ground standing. What a weird way to start a fucking sentence. But I'm told Crystal Palace want more than, not less. I don't get how. I just don't understand how you can want more than 35 million. Like Palace might. They are just. Oh, bro. I won't pay no more than 35 million. That's where I will stand on Liverpool, and I will be like, I'm sorry, we're not paying fucking 40 to 50 million for a player that's got 6 months left. Just wait the 6 months and fuck ride it out. And hope. Bring in Ordonez then, and then go get Gahey in the summer. If that's the case, I'll be very happy. But to be fair, if Liverpool aren't going to pay more than 35 million, that's where I do stand on, and I will be like, you know what? Okay, fair enough, because Liverpool shouldn't be paying for 50 million. I think if Gahey had 3 years left, I'm happy to pay 50 million, but not with 6 months. Not with 6 months. I think Gahey's probably a 60, 65 million pound milled defender. But he's not that with fucking 6 months to go. He's not. Like, let's just be real here. Let's be let's not kid ourselves and let's be serious. Well, according to James Pearce, Liverpool are not in talks for club route centre back Joel Ordonez. So, but we know what the Liverpool people at the club are like. What's this? David Ornstein? Is that official David Ornstein? It is. Man, no one cares about that. So Antonio's ready to play a final game versus Tottenham before steps taken to Man City move. No guarantee Mark he joins Manchester City, even if pursued in 95s. But it's definitely going to be interesting. And obviously, look, Juventus are not the only club interested in Federico Chiesa. Napoli are also considering a move. Napoli, Juventus want him on loan, something Liverpool are not open to do. They would only do it for a permanent deal. So yeah, look, it's going to be interesting. Look, if we don't sign him, I'm going to be I'm going to be wound up. Oh, I was on bloody mute. But no, I will stay live for another 10 minutes. Chat. Sadly, I don't have a clue what you're on about. I'll be honest. Gehi, you don't move up. Not many out there. What's Indy saying on Twitter? Big up. Well, Indy Carter said something. What's Indy Carter said? Let's have a look. Indy Carter news. Let's see what he's saying. Arne Slot has been in direct contact with Liverpool's football operations regarding transfers and the team's current performance. Arne Slot contract talks are temporarily suspended until further notice. Oh my god. The way Indy writes is genuinely more funny than some of the actual stories. We understand that Arne Slot has been told the current unbeaten run is not good enough and the performances must improve if he's going to keep his job next season. But I think he's going to stay. As much as I want him to go, I think he's going to stay. I do. Not quite Civil War LFC yet. It's at the stage where the bullets are being loaded. It's just the way he literally... The way he writes and says things is fucking funny. I can't lie. The bullets are being loaded. Like, what does that even mean? The bullets are being loaded. What? How can the bullets be loaded? I don't know. But no, look, that's what he's had to say about the situation. I mean, look, kind of very much similar to what Anfield, what's it called, was saying. It's not even certain that he will. Yeah. He should, but whether he does or not is obviously another thing. Whether he obviously does get the sack is obviously another thing, you know. If you want to stay if we lose, ain't no, you know that. Yeah, I personally don't think he's going to get the sack just yet. I think the club are going to wait and wait and wait. I genuinely think they just wait to the end of the season. Because if it got to a point where this season is just not savable, they'll just be like, you know what, wait to the end of the season, then bin. A bit like Ten Hag. You know, a bit like that sort of situation where the club was just kind of waiting to the end of the season, waiting to the time to just be like, yeah, jog on, mate. You're not good enough. Do you know what I mean? Don't be surprised if we pull off a result. I don't even know if we win, man. I literally can't be bothered for the game, man. I literally can't. I mean, we'll have to wait and see if Ekatike is fit. But before we do wrap up, these are actually on Liverpool. These are our actual next couple of games. These are our next couple of games. So we have got Leeds. Sorry, not Leeds. Arsenal next. Then Barnsley in the Cup. Burnley, Marseille, Bournemouth, Qarabag, and Newcastle. Get involved in the chat. I have no idea what games we're winning. You know what? I think we lose to Arsenal. We beat Barnsley, beat Burnley, draw to Marseille, draw to Bournemouth, beat Qarabag, draw to Newcastle. That's what I think. That's what my official predictions are. I find it more chances of Slot growing hair than, to be honest. Appreciate the kind words. See, Arsenal game, they are 2 by a thread and winning with some luck moments. We got really unlucky this season with injuries, missed chances, or to bullshit way to concede. I won't just put... I agree with some of what you're saying, but then there's also other reasons as well, my friend. He's destroying us. You are Premier League champions. Okay. What I recommend you do, mate, is take a listen to the Anfield watch article. Go and have a read. Rewind the stream to where I reacted to the article. And I broke down in little bullet points as to why I think Slot is ruining the club with the hierarchy. It's not just about the pitch. I barely spoke about the tactics on the pitch. I'll speak about the stuff that's off the pitch because they are massive, massive. They're massive problems as well. So, yeah, Liverpool games are boring because they are trying to build upon something and playing very safe. We need to back them more instead of pressuring them. I get what you mean, mate. But so, are you saying we're meant to just accept? Is that ultimately what you're saying? Are we ultimately meant to just accept everything then? We'll just be like, yeah, it's fine. Because if that's the case, then where's our standards? I've just realised I closed that down. If that's the case, yeah, where's our standards as a football club? Because we ultimately should be having standards, you know? Like, or am I wrong? Because so you just want me to get behind the team and not criticise and just accept? Because that's where you become a Manchester United. You got fucking Man U fans running around singing, "We're back in from this chat, and all that crap." Fucking Ruben Amorim and all that. Sorry. Do you really think I'm going to sing someone's name who is literally destroying the club? Okay, not destroying, but in terms of affecting the club. Do you really think I'm going to back that person? I back the badge, not the manager. I'm not manager FC. I'm not player FC. This isn't Ronaldo, Messi fanboys. This isn't Salah fanboys. This isn't Alisson, Van Dijk. Verts fanboys. This is Liverpool Football Club. You support Liverpool Football Club. You back the badge. You don't just, back one individual. So, yeah. However, I do remember this comment, right? About performances is down for everyone. Premier League style has changed a lot. Have some patience. But surely that comes down to Slot to not adapting, because the league is about pace and power. It's about having that physicality, that pace and power in the midfield. Have Liverpool ultimately got that? Probably not. But that's on the club, and that's on everyone at the football team not building in that correct manner. I hope in the summer we try and get an Anderson. We try and get an Adam Morton who would help us with that pace and power, who will help us within that caliber of in the midfield that we should have. Because does McAllister have it? No. Does Gravenberch have it? I think he has some traits. And obviously the other midfielders we have are all different. So I can't believe Rio barely gets time. It's a joke, mate. The league was always about pace and power. Yeah, exactly. And that's why it's on the team for not building around that. If the team don't build around it, that's ultimately on the team. It's ultimately on the team. And then that's where I'm pissed off, man. I'm pissed off. But no, bless up to everybody in the chat, man. We are gonna be back live on the channel very shortly. We're gonna be doing some AFCON watch-alongs. So I am gonna have to wrap it up here. I am going to have to wrap it up here, but we are going to raid the next stream, which is in about an hour and 40 minutes. So smash your likes, subscribe on the way out. We're pushing towards now 1.6k subs. So if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you have subscribed, and make sure you're hitting the like, and make sure you're hyping up the live stream. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and yeah, I will see you all very, very shortly again soon. Take care, everybody, and God bless.